Today, the Racer X Motocross Show on AllySports.com, we get you caught up with a series that's been on a break for quite some time. This Lucas Oil May Pro Motocross Championship has gone through big changes since we last joined you. We'll talk to Nick Way and Jimmy Albertson of the Valley Motorsports Yamaha team to find out about changes their program and changes this track today at Unadilla. So stay tuned. And welcome after a 2-week break to your Racer X Motocross Show, coming to you today from Unadilla Valley Sports Center. Jason Wigan, your host here on AllySports.com, joined by Nick Way of the Rockstar Energy Drink Valley Yamaha team, a man who's put in some laps here at Unadilla. We're going to break that all down for you as the Lucas Oil May Pro Motocross Championship rolls on to perhaps its most historic track. They've been here since the late 1960s. How long you been here, Nick Way? What's your first year here at Unadilla?
Well, my first year here at Unadilla was 82 Donations. I watched that on VHS.
Really?
And Bob Hanna couldn't even make it up this hill over here.
Yep.
So they were kind of like making their own lines. Ever since then, I've been a huge fan and looking to really just kick up some dust and maybe throw some rocks at my competitors tomorrow.
Now, speaking of dust and rocks, you've been talking about the soil is starting to come back here at Unadilla. So analyze the dust, the rocks, the dirt, and everything else here.
Well, the track workers here at Unadilla have done a great job with kind of getting some of the topsoil off the bottom of the hills and putting it on the track. But, you know, ultimately that means it's going to get a little bit more bumpy. So just like in 82, when you're going and finding the good line, I'm going to be going around this good dirt and finding me some rocks and dust to just hold it wide open and kick up dust.
Okay, so you'll make the sacrifice of anything to find a smooth line. That's the key at Unadilla.
I mean, you've seen Porcel do it.
Yeah, those track suggestion markers over there. He's fast here.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's talk about some riders that are coming back into play. The Geico Honda team has a big change. They're moving Justin Barsha to a 450. They're bringing in Justin Bogle from the amateur ranks, and their injured replacement rider is no longer injured. That's Jimmy Decotis. Let's talk to him.
Going into the weekend, I feel all right. As best as I could within a month that I started riding, so that's good. But just, I don't know, I've done all right here. I think I had an 11th here last year, so I've done better at Southwick before, but just, I mean, it's just my home track. It's close. I drove here this morning, so I don't have to get a hotel room. I sleep in my camper. I just feel like I'm home, and that's kind of what'll be keep me comfortable while I'm here. I just want to be top 10 realistically. I'm coming off an injury, so I don't need to, I mean, it'd be nice to light the world on fire, but I don't need to do anything crazy. I just need to ride and be safe and get through the rounds and have fun.
All right, so that's Jimmy Decotis back in the 250 class, and this is the fun part of the show. We get to ask 450 riders, who are usually busy during those 250 races, what they think of the 250 class. So what are you thinking here coming into Unadilla, Nick?
Yeah, I haven't really got out there to watch too much. You know, I've been kind of focusing on myself, but the last time I watched, I mean, Brock Sellers and Danny Smith, they've been really getting out front here, and but this battle for the lead between Mike Brown and Ryan Hughes is just getting crazy, with Ryan Hughes' broken leg and having the duct tape on it. And Grant Langston, I mean, he's not making any friends with Bobby Bonds. So over here in this back section, I feel like, you know, it could be a little bit iffy if it's safe or not just to be around on the track anywhere near Langston, because Bobby Bonds and his dad, big dude, really mad.
You have not watched that class in a while, apparently.
Anyway, Matt Walker's fast here?
Yeah, it's a man's track, right? Okay, the 450s. Okay, let's just talk about your season. You talk about your season in 2011. Certainly you're familiar with that, right? How's it going?
Yeah, I've had some ups and downs for sure. I mean, the team's been sticking behind me and just working hard, and kind of had a couple injuries here and there and just kind of working through stuff like that. But looking forward to finishing out strong. And Unadilla, like you said, like we talked about with the track, it's definitely in its best conditions it's been in a long time. And, you know, the track work they've done, you know, over the last couple of years is really paying off. And I'm looking forward to getting out there and getting up front tomorrow.
Where do you want to be? At the end of the day, tomorrow, Saturday, where do you finish and say, it's a man's track and I was a man?
Well, I mean, I think first off, I need to be in the top 10, obviously, and then try to shoot for, you know, top 5 from there. But, you know, the class is so deep. with talent this year. It's definitely fun to get out there and mix it up with everybody. But I think with the good start, anything's possible.
All right. Well, we'll watch for the Team 2-7 ride. Now we'll move to another 450 rider. Trying to check in on the injury status of Chad Reed. Definitely not where he wanted to be at Washougal after the big crash at Millville, which you won at Millville, right? If we go old school on that,
I mean,
it's your deal.
Carmichael was there. I think it's the only time Carmichael's got beat at Millville, so I'm coming in with a hot streak.
Yeah. Chad Reed had a bad one there at Millville. He had a bad one at Washougal. He's hoping to recover today. Let's talk to the former series points leader.
Yeah, since Millville crash, I mean, we've had 3 weeks off, and I'm back to 100%. You know, pretty much the first 2 weeks of the break, I took off the motorcycle, and I've only rode a little bit, but that was kind of what I needed. I needed to regroup and get 100% so that I could come out here and give it my best this weekend. So everything's good. My head's cleared up. I think that was the main problem in Washougal. I just wasn't able to focus at that speed, and all the injuries. Basically, I just tweaked my neck and lower back and groin. So all's good. Ready to get back after it. And the whole Millville thing's just crazy. You know, like everybody wants to talk about it, and I just want to move on and kind of put it behind me, but it's just one of those crashes that's forever out there, and everybody wants to talk about it. To be honest with you, before 2009, I would have been happy to see a sign on the gate that said closed. I never really enjoyed this racetrack up until 2009, and I think in 2009 I was on a great bike and just probably rode outdoors better than I ever had before. So. When you ride a bike and the bike suits you, I think racing's a lot more fun. So I'm actually really excited for this year. You know, I feel like I have that same comfort level on the Honda, and I think it's a great racetrack. I think as a layout, it's probably one of the best that we go to all year. It's very, more of a natural terrain. It's a big old tabletop, from a natural terrain. They're just lipped up from, the front and the back side of a hill, and dropping down into the gravity cavity, all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun.
All right, that's Chad Reed. We'll see if he can get back up in the mix with the Ryans this weekend and try to get that red plate back. Nick Way has dyed his hair, put the hat on backwards, took the sunglasses off, and has become Jimmy Albertson.
They're extensions.
Oh, well, how could it happen that quickly? First of all, you are the sprint champion. I hear from a race in the off weekend, making some extra money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we went up to San Jose, or I solo shotted it.
Okay.
Friday night, they were like, hey, there's a money race up there, and everyone kind of like said as a joke. I was like, man, are you kidding me? 6 hours and got a chance to make some dollars?
That's no joke.
Packed up the van, headed out, ended up getting there like right before practice, suited up, booted up, went out, won the thing, and brought home the dollars on an off weekend, All
right,
ask
so
me better. What would I done? I would have went to the lake or something, or got in trouble.
So you're, yeah, be careful. So you're tuned up, you're ready. It's been a wild season for you. You were hurt, you were searching for a ride, now you've got one with Valley. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were with Valley when they started, am I right?
Yeah, I was kind of co-founder of the team, if you want to say.
Okay.
Kind of got it all rolling. Me and my brother, Greg, actually kind of got most of that deal all set up with the help of Chad Lanza, of course, Valley Motorsports.
Mm-hmm.
And, we had a little bit of complications at the end of the season, and, weren't seeing eye to eye on some stuff, and we ended up parting ways. But now I'm back with the team, and everything's going great. Of course, the operations changed a little bit since last time I was on the team, because last time I was on the team, it was just me and my brother out of a
or a Sprinter van.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Not a Sprinter van.
Not even.
It was a motorhome.
Okay.
It was a motorhome with a Canadian driving it. So.
So you got rid of the Canadian?
Yeah, no, Mr. New. You know New.
Yeah, I know Nooth.
Okay.
So now it's a full semi, now it's a full effort. How are you feeling on the team so far?
No,
Has it been good?
It's great. The whole team's been awesome. They've been helping me out quite a bit and just getting the bike set up, and shoot, it's been more than I could ask for, honestly. Like, it's great going to the races and actually making money on the weekend and not losing it. So I'm going to keep that rolling for the rest of the season, because I figure people ask me, like, well, from my hometown, they're like, oh, so what are you doing for a living now? And I couldn't even tell them that I race dirt bikes for a living, because I really didn't. It was a hobby. It was a hobby. I'm a hobbyist. So now I can actually say, yes, I race dirt bikes for a living.
You've become professional.
Sprint champion.
Okay, that meant you're making money. So the same question I asked Nick, I'll ask you. Where are your goals here? Where do you finish this weekend, and that makes you happy?
I don't know. Shoot, I just want to go put in I know that's such a stupid thing to say, actually. You know,
Yeah, don't give
when,
us the
When people
basics.
say, I just want to put in my own 30 laps and not worry about everybody.
Yeah.
Not
Ride
30
your own
laps for
race.
30 minutes, but yeah, I want to be inside the top 10 again, and I believe that's where I kind of belong now. And so yeah, push top 10, and I was kind of like inching close to that next group of guys with Short and Hahn and Weimer, that next little group at Washougal. I was getting closer to that, so hopefully, you know, close in on those guys, do a little bit of battling, and see where I can finish up. But there is going to be a lot more depth in the field now this weekend, even though we lost Trey in Washougal, which was awful.
Yeah.
That sucks. But we're gaining some more riders this weekend with Barsha moving up to the 450. And then also, I think Regal's back this weekend. And I want to say Les Smith might even be back.
Yeah, I think he's taking the Millsaps ride.
Yep. So we got, you know, not that those guys are, you know, they're not proven yet this year, but you know they're going to be good.
All right.
They're good riders.
It's just like you. We weren't there at the beginning of the year, but
Hey,
you can jump right in.
You can
right?
never count anybody out.
You can jump right in. That's Jimmy Albertson. Big thanks to our Rockstar Energy Drink Valley Motorsports Yamaha team, because they were doing an RC car demonstration. We saw them and said, hey, those guys would be good to talk to. So thanks for hanging around.
Hey, no problem.
Appreciate that. Good luck. Maybe you'll make some money just like you did in the sprint race last weekend. That's the goal.
Yeah. I'm just going to focus on that like it's a sprint race, except I'm going to do a bunch of sprint races in a row.
Link them together.
Link them together and be champion tomorrow.
Brilliant. That's Jimmy Albertson. We will be back, of course, with our post show on Sunday morning here on AllySports.com. And try to keep track, folks. Of course, all First Moto is going to be live on Fuel, but it's going to be at 12:30 Eastern on Saturday instead of the regular 1 o'clock start time. Then we'll be live on NBC for our second 450 Moto, and Speed will bring you your second 250 Moto coverage on Saturday night. AllySports.com, you're there right now. Check the TV listings, and don't miss a minute of this guy and his teammate and everybody else that races in this series, the Lucas Oil May Pro Motocross Championship. We'll see you tomorrow.